Thank you very much. Thanks for the introduction. It's very brave to sit in a session about content management. And yeah, I'm going to do my very best to make it worth it. I mean, this might not be the most sexy subject on the program, but we're going to make it work. So here we go. It's all about content management and realizing your content strategy. Here I am. Let's move on. Just a few words on WoodWing. What we do, we are a software company. And in fact, we have two product lines. One is content management systems, and the other is digital asset management systems. That's what we do. We're working worldwide in a variety of countries, and these are some of the customers that use our products, getting their content strategy implemented. To start with, and that is what I'm going to try to do in the 15 minutes I have, is to try and explain that content management and content management system is not rocket science. And so what you will see me do is explain how we have implemented it, what we have done in order for you to realize your content management strategy. So no rocket science. In fact, it's all about getting the right story to the right audience. And you need tools in order to do that properly. But this thing has a few challenges involved, and you're more aware of that than I am. First of all, it's about which story to tell and which audience to address. Now, that is something that we as a software supplier cannot help you with. These are business decisions that you can take better than anyone else. However, there are these questions that have been raised already today a few times. To which channels do you go? Which devices are you going to support? And at the same time, you're looking for publishing to more channels, to different audiences, and at the same time, you want to lower your costs and you want to higher your revenue. Now, that's not an easy challenge. So the way we view this problem is as follows. This is a scheme that shows what you are doing on a daily basis. This is the publishing process, starting from planning your stories, thinking about what you're going to write about in a year's time, about collecting your information, editing the information, and about publishing to all those different channels, from print to tablets, to smartphones, to mobile, to email, any channel that you support. And the idea is that we believe you are seeking for tools that help you improve your efficiency at the early stages of the process and help you monetize your channels when it comes to bringing out those stories that you write about. In other words, when it comes to those different channels, you're looking for more revenue. When it comes to the editorial processes, you are looking for cost efficiency, for lowering your cost. That's how we view this problem, and that's how we have tried to come up with tools that enable publishers to do this. And another way of viewing it, this is to give you tools that allow you to exploit all those channels that change almost, well, not every day, but definitely on a monthly basis. New ideas pop up, and you need to be there. And at the same time, on the left side, you have an organization. It has been said a couple of times already today, you have an organization in place. Yes, that needs to change. But still, you want to repurpose as much as possible on that end, because you're not going to change your organization on a monthly basis. You're not going to change your organization when a new social media pops up that you want to be, where you want to be visible on. So you want to repurpose your staff, your processes, and definitely your content. So what I've prepared here for you are a few screenshots of a product, and this product is called Enterprise, and the program you're looking at, the application you're looking at is called Content Station. Not so much because I want to show you this product, but just to make it more tangible what we believe is content management, what content management is about. And so this is a desktop application that everybody who is involved in this publishing process can run on his or her screen. And it shows you on the left side the channels that you are publishing on. And you see a Drupal logo here that shows a web channel. You see Twitter, Facebook, but you also see your print issues, which can as well be your tablet issues. And the idea is that we collect all the information about the story in what we call a dossier. Because we believe that you have one purpose, and that is to tell a story. And to tell the story in a number of ways that fit the channel that you want to publish it on. So what we have said is that we want that information in this particular dossier, no matter where that information is going to end up. And there might be text in there, and text that you want to purpose for different channels. And that is held in that specific dossier that you see on the right upper side. And you have a clear view of every item in that dossier. You have a view of it. And from here, you can start working on a particular story. And you can select the text. You can give already some structure in that text in order for that text to be used in different channels. Not specifically print, but you can use the same structure for your mobile channel, but also for your web channel, and even for Twitter. But at the same time, while implementing a digital-first strategy, for instance, and first wanting those texts to go out through Twitter, then to web, you still have print involved very often. And for that purpose, this tool also allows you to start editing the text and still see those hyphenations. Yes, they are still there, and they're still important, because also here you need to find out if this story that you're writing is actually fitting in the space that is reserved on print. So all those things come together here in one application, and that's the trick. Being able to do everything you need to do for all those different channels from out of one user interface, from out of one screen. We believe that that is the way to allow you to do multi-channel publishing. But still having those things available to see the status of things and see the layout of your printed issue, but at the same time selecting the web channel and being able to change the image of your main story. Having a preview of that website, or bringing out a post on Facebook about the exact same story. And you see, because we work from out of this same dossier, you can reuse those pictures, you can reuse the texts that you have been using for other channels into the same thing. I mean, this is not rocket science. Having a different user interface and connecting to the APIs of Facebook. I mean, everybody can do that. The idea here is that you have it all in one environment, enabling those people who have to write for different channels, enabling them from out of one user interface to publish to all those different things. That's the idea here. And I touched on Twitter already. That's very much on the cost side, doing things as efficiently as possible in order to support all those different channels without having to add additional staff, being able to do more with less people. But I also briefly want to touch on revenue, because something is happening there, and so far I haven't heard a lot about it, but these terms may be familiar to you, may not be familiar to you. I'm sure that somewhere today or tomorrow people will hopefully have more time to explain what paid, owned and earned media is. What we have done is we have asked Zenith Optimedia for some research, because we wanted to know where brand owners are going to spend their money. Because where brand owners are spending their money, that is where you are, and that is also where we need to be. So we have asked them the question, of course. I mean, they had a lot of data already waiting and lying on the table for us to share. But the interesting thing is, and I'm gonna go through this very rapidly. I mean, this is a presentation on itself that may take an hour, but this is the conclusion of it. That when you see where things are going, and when you see the budgets of brand owners changing from 2012 to 2015, we see that in general there is a 15% increase of media budget. That's the good news. So these brand owners are spending more and more money year over year. However, what you see here is what is called the O, stands for owned media. That is increasing. Earned media is increasing rapidly. And the blue circle is paid media. Now that's where the problem lies. Paid media is traditional advertising. Paid media is where the brand owner says, I want this advertising campaign to be advertised here and here, and that's what I'm going to pay you for. Traditional advertising. You see the decline here clearly displayed, but the growth in earned media is something that is astonishing. In earned media, we had just a great example of earned media. Earned media is about digital mouth-by-mouth advertising, people talking about your product. And in the example that we just saw, it was talking about a specific publication, but this can also be the brand of something, a Nikon camera, a Toyota car. People starting to discuss a product on Facebook, turns out to be the most influencing way of advertising today. And that is what these brand owners are recognizing, and that's also why they start to invest more and more into earned media. And if that's the case, I believe that publishers need to be there, because that is a content strategy that you have not been doing anything differently than that. And I think most of those brand owners do not know how to handle this, and will be looking at publishers to help them solving this problem. This is what is happening, and this means that there's money to be earned here. But in order to do that, in order to play this game between paid, owned, and earned media, there's an important prerequisite. And that is, you see it here in this slide, the fact that you have to be able to publish across channels. If you do not have a system in place that allows you to publish to a variety of channels, there's no point in trying to be in this particular space. So, of course, you would say, of course, he's telling us this. Yeah, of course, but still, this is so important, because without these sort of systems, there is no way for you to communicate across those channels with less people. And to finalize this, just one simple example of something that we did for a customer, Bauer in this case, in order to generate some new revenue. And we've created a portal for them, allowing them just to sell the images that were in stock. They are sitting on an enormous amount of images, great stuff, doing nothing. Of course, sometimes it's being reused, but very often it's not being reused and just lies there. So what we did is we created a portal on top of a product we called Elvis DAM. DAM stands for Digital Asset Management, in order for consumers to just browse through it and buy images. Have a look, put it in your basket and pay for it. And it's an interesting thought. So we took this thought and we also offered it to FIPP. So all the images that have been made during the event, you can look them up using this URL, and I believe it should be www in front of it. So if this does not work, put www in front of it, and then it will work. And it will show you all the images that have been made also during the party. And here you will see, well, yourself or somebody else being photographed. That's what I wanted to share about content management. I hope I'm still in time.
Just about, yeah.
Okay. So that it's, for now, this is what the FIPP portal looks like, so that you recognize it when you are there. Thank you very much.